Fox 61, Connecticut's news station, starts with a weather impact alert.
Now at 10, several parking bans will go into effect across a number of cities in Connecticut ahead of more snow and ice in the forecast. You can find a full list of parking bans on the bottom of your screen or on our website. That is fox61.com. Thank you so much for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10 o'clock. I'm Angelo Bavaro.
And I'm Bridget Bjorla. I hope everyone's having a nice Valentine's Day. This storm is expected to cause a big mess with snow, rain, and ice.
The big question, what to expect, the timing of this. Meteorologist Deshaun Robinson is breaking down all of that. Deshaun, good evening.
Hey, good evening, guys. It's like, here we go again from one storm to the next. So we have this winter weather alert up for our area due to the potential for snow and ice across much of Connecticut. So definitely get your salt and shovels ready. Winter weather alerts are up for much of the region, including Connecticut. We have that winter weather advisory due to the potential for some snow and ice to fall across our area. So snow starts after lunchtime tomorrow. We will see these periods of snow persist into midnight. So again, from light snow to more moderate after midnight. So by 7 p.m., Hartford will see about 1 inch of snow, and then by midnight we could see about 3 inches of snow here in Hartford. Torrington, very similar. By 7 p.m., we will see 1 inch of snow, and then by the time we get into midnight, we will see 3 to 4 inches of snow. Tonight will remain dry with mostly cloudy skies. A cold start to your Saturday with our temperatures in the lower 20s. So mostly cloudy for your Saturday morning. Snow starts Saturday afternoon, more light to moderate bands of snow. We will see more moderate to heavy bands as we head into the evening, and these snow showers will persist into midnight. So light snow for your Saturday, an icy start to your Sunday, and this will change over to mostly rain for the afternoon. Monday is looking like a breezy day with temperatures struggling to climb above freezing. Coming up, I'll take a closer look at this weekend storm timeline. Back to you guys.
All right, Deshaun, going to be a cold weekend, and the cold weather is here to stay a little longer. And because of that, Governor Ned Lamont will activate the state's severe weather protocol starting on Sunday. The protocol will go into effect at 6 p.m. Sunday night and will continue until noon Saturday, February the 22nd. If you need shelter or a warming center, call 211 or visit 211ct.org. Transportation can be provided if needed as well. Good option there. And turning now to some breaking news, a Connecticut state trooper is recovering after they were hit by a car around 7:30 this evening on I-91 northbound right near exit 16. The trooper was hit while helping a disabled vehicle, and the stopped car was on the right shoulder with its emergency lights on, but another car in the right lane entered the right shoulder and hit the trooper's vehicle. Now, both the trooper and the operator of the vehicle that hit them were transported to a local hospital, we're told, with minor injuries.
New tonight, Connecticut state colleges and universities have announced a hiring freeze. We reached out to CSU for a comment on this situation, and a spokesperson said in response to a reduction in state funding, the expiration of ARPA funds, and an evolving fiscal landscape, CSU has implemented a strategic hiring freeze, end quote. That statement went on to say the hiring freeze applies to all full-time and part-time faculty and staff positions, and they added that student labor and work-study positions are not affected.
And yesterday, the organization Passion for Paws made a rescue of a severely emaciated dog from Waterbury Animal Control. The organization says they have named the dog Sheldon. You see him right here. Paws for Passion, as one of their animal control officers, said that Sheldon was one of the worst cases of malnutrition they had ever seen. Sheldon is set to go to the vet on Sunday, but in the meantime, the organization is focusing on feeding him small meals so he can regain his strength.
A Waterbury police officer is recovering tonight after investigators say he was shot in the leg.
Yeah, take a look at the scene from last night. This happened when officers were confronting suspects in a carjacking investigation, and those suspects appeared in court just a few hours ago. Fox 61's Jamel Johnson learned more about what led up to the shooting and has more tonight from Waterbury.
Now, guys, it was Thursday evening when the Waterbury Police Department's Auto Theft Task Force was conducting operations inside the city. And when they got to 16 Claremont Avenue to investigate a carjacking, the situation turned violent quickly. It was late Thursday evening when shots rang out in a Waterbury neighborhood. The person on the receiving end, according to Police Chief Fernando Spagnolo, it was veteran detective R.J. Sackett.
They were able to identify a location where the suspects were attempting to flee from this area. It led them through some backyards onto Claremont Street. Detective R.J. Sackett of the Waterbury Police Department, assigned to the Vice and Intelligence Unit. When he came around the back of that particular building, he was fired upon by a suspect.
Police believe the shooter to be 20-year-old Ariane Perez Feliciano, who faces a handful of charges, including criminal attempt at murder, 2 counts of first-degree robbery, and assault on a police officer. Police say 18-year-old Sidney Reed and 19-year-old Alberto Rodriguez were also arrested. Police say that the trio was driving a stolen white Ford Explorer and the guns they had were illegal. Christopher Mersko, who lives nearby, is trying to wrap his head around all the chaos.
The police and the dogs and everything were out there, and this is, something happened. This is usually a quiet neighborhood. Nothing happens like this. I'm surprised it happened.
Living in Waterbury for 40 years, Mersko confirms carjackings have been a problem.
Carjackings have been a problem off and on here. Like people, especially if you leave your car running, they'll come in and they'll take it.
Andrea Gianpetruzzi walks her dog through the area every day.
This is part of our everyday and every night routine, and we were out last night. A little scary to think that we could have been out during the time of the incident.
As Officer Sackett recovers from his injury, Mayor Pernaruski praised Waterbury's finest for putting their lives on the line.
Every one of them takes this risk every day when they put on that uniform and go out there to what they will tell you is just doing their job. Last night was a great example of the professionalism and the dedication of our police officers.
Now, on Friday, those suspects were arraigned here at Waterbury Superior Court. It was quite the scene as police officers from around the city were here in support of that officer that was shot. The state argued that Ariane Perez Feliciano, the person they're saying pulled the trigger, is a danger to the community. And they're saying that his co-defendants, Sidney Reed and Alberto Rodriguez, went on record saying that Feliciano said he was going to shoot it out with the cops when they found them. The state prosecution also believes that Reed and Rodriguez matched the description of 2 individuals who were involved in a January home invasion and robbery, where they're saying Rodriguez was the one to actually put a gun to the head of a kid and threaten them. Superior Court Judge Joseph Schwartz says that if this is all true, then this case probably is going to be one of the worst he's dealt with in Waterbury. For now in Waterbury, Jamel Johnson, Fox 61.
Tonight, a man is recovering from smoke inhalation after a fire burned through an apartment complex in Hartford. This happened around 9 this morning on Sisson Street in the Parkville neighborhood. That fire was on the first of 3 floors and was quickly put out. Several people living above the first floor had to be rescued because of the smoke. The fire marshal is now investigating.
And a man has died and 2 people are in the hospital tonight after the car they were in slammed into a train bridge support early this morning in Meriden. This happened near South Colony Road and Powers Drive. All 3 people were taken to the hospital alive, but sadly, the 20-year-old driver did not survive. The other passengers are still recovering, we're told. Investigators closed the road for several hours. The crash is under investigation. The man arrested at Tweed, New Haven yesterday for making comments about a bomb and a plane crashing was arraigned in court today. Police say 31-year-old Jarrett Tucker of Fairfield was pulled off of Velo Flight 295 after talking with passengers. The plane was deboarded and everyone in the terminal went back through TSA. Tucker is out on a promise to appear in 2 weeks. He's charged with breach of peace.
The Diocese of Norwich is moving forward with a $31 million settlement fund for survivors of sexual abuse. That deal was announced earlier today. It's part of the diocese's Chapter 11 bankruptcy plan after lawsuits linked to abuse at Mount St. John School. That agreement includes contributions from the diocese, parishes, and Catholic groups. And this comes just days after Pope Francis named Monsignor Richard Rady as the new bishop. However, it still needs final approval. A court hearing is set for March. Church leaders say no amount of money can undo the harm, but they hope this brings survivors some justice. A Bridgeport man has been convicted in relation to the sexual assault of a child from 2013 to 2014 and a second child from 2017 to 2018. 46-year-old Brian McAllister appeared in court today. He's been convicted of 2 counts of sexual assault in the first degree, as well as risk of injury, among other things. Sentencing is set for April 21st in Bridgeport Superior Court. Well, February is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month, and Connecticut's largest domestic violence agency, Interval House, is doubling down on those prevention efforts despite looming federal funding cuts.
Yeah, 15.5 million children are exposed to domestic violence each and every year, and experts say that early intervention is really key here. Interval House is expanding its Breaking the Cycle program, teaching young people about healthy relationships through schools, libraries, and community partnerships.
We have an opportunity to break the cycle, and we can break that cycle in the early teens so that they have their whole life in front of them in healthy relationships.
Interval House says federal funding has been cut, and that has forced them to get creative when it comes to outreach. They say adults need to model healthy behaviors. They sent out a teen dating violence awareness toolkit that you can check out on our website, fox61.com. A high school student in Indiana was arrested and accused of planning a shooting at her school on Valentine's Day.
18-year-old Trinity Shockley is in jail charged with multiple felonies after court documents say she planned to carry out a shooting Valentine's Day at Mooresville High School. Mooresville police say this all started Tuesday when a friend of Shockley's sent in a tip to the Sandy Hook tip line. That tip revealed Shockley had been planning to attack for about a year, had access to an AR-15 and ordered a bulletproof vest. Police later found AR-15 magazines and a box of 50 .40 caliber rounds from Shockley's father's room in their home and a soft armor vest. During that investigation, police discovered Shockley kept a collage of known mass shooters on her bedroom wall.
Well, it's very disturbing. I mean, this is a small town, and a lot of us have, I have family that goes there. And a lot of my guys have kids that go to Mooresville High School. And to think, nothing ever happens in Mooresville, it's a small town, but to think that somebody was plotting to hurt a lot of individuals, kids, future leaders of this country or whoever, is pretty disturbing.
Court documents show Shockley confessed to a school counselor that she had an infatuation with the Parkland, Florida mass shooter convicted of killing 17 people on Valentine's Day back in 2018.
2 women were shot near the Eagles Super Bowl parade today. Both women are in their 20s and sustained gunshot wounds to their left legs. They were transported to a nearby hospital. We're told they're in stable condition. The suspect remains at large tonight, and an investigation is now ongoing.